your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
I think you'd better do what he says, Mr. Kenny.
You now have 15 seconds to comply. You are in direct violation of Penal Code 113, Section 9. You now have 5 seconds to comply. 4, 3, 2, 1. I am now authorized to use physical force.
Somebody want to call a goddamn paramedic?
What's happening, guys? Supernova here, back with another video, and this is not the video I was planning on making today. I actually want to make a video about my experience with the PlayStation 5, now having owned it for a little over a week. But because of conversations I had this morning on Twitter, I've decided to make this video instead. Now, if you really want to know what my experience is or what my feelings are towards the PlayStation 5, having owned it over a week now, short answer is fantastic. I'm loving it. It's awesome. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because of conversations I've had over this last week on Twitter and things I've seen over the last week on Twitter, all coming to a head with a conversation I had this morning with someone on Twitter. And it all has to do with and revolves around the PlayStation 5 and whether or not it's having problems, whether that's hardware-wise or software-wise. Are there issues with the PlayStation 5? Now, the quick answer is yes, there are some issues with the PlayStation 5. There are also some issues with the Xbox Series X. This is what happens when new hardware launches. Anytime anything launches, there are going to be issues. The question is, how widespread are those issues? And the answer to that is, we do not know. But fucking certain individuals on the internet would try to have you believe that nearly every PlayStation 5 is fucking malfunctioning, imploding, self-destructing, having hardware failures, having software failures, crashing, glitching, this, that, and the other thing. Just basically fucking going nuts like the Ed 209 from the intro. Instead of, doing what gamers are supposed to do, which is play games, these people are literally going out of their way to find video clips of either glitches in games or PlayStation 5's having some type of mechanical issue, and then using it as their evidence that the PlayStation 5 has massive issues and it was fucking rushed and it's a piece of shit and whatever other fucking narrative they're trying to peddle. And look, I'm just here to say, don't listen to these fucking people, because these people are fucking idiots. And look, let me be 100% straight with you. If there was massive hardware failures with the PlayStation 5, if the PlayStation 5 had a massive hardware failure rate, I would want to know. I would not only want to know, I would then relay that information to you as fast as I possibly could, because a massive hardware failure rate for these consoles is a big fucking deal. But we don't know that that's the case. I don't know that there's a massive hardware failure rate, neither do these motherfuckers who are trying to act like there is. Okay? And I've pressed these individuals, all of them, and none of them can provide me any information, any data, any fucking anything that can back up their claims that the PS5 is having massive widespread issues. They can't. All they can do is fucking send me links to a video clip here or a video clip there, and it's like, hey, assholes, there are millions of PlayStation 5s out in the wild. Even if you showed me 100 different video clips of people having issues with their PlayStation 5, out of millions, that 100 is nothing. It is nothing. Okay? And these people trying to say that PlayStation is having massive issues couldn't even provide you 100 clips. They'll show you maybe 5, 6, 10 if they're lucky. But they'll try to tell you that there's massive issues with the PlayStation 5. Again, I'm not saying that there isn't. I'm just saying that we don't know. As of right now, for anybody, and I do mean fucking anybody, to say that the PlayStation 5 is having massive issues, it is a baseless claim. It is a baseless claim that they cannot prove. And that's the other thing. If you are going to make a claim, it is incumbent upon you, the person who made the claim, to have evidence to back your claim up. Because that's the other thing. These people would just fucking make claims or, say the PlayStation 5 is having all these massive issues. And then when I press them on the claim they've made, they then tell me, just look around. What do you mean just look around? That's your evidence? Just look around? Or they'll say, oh, just Google it. Google it? That's your evidence? No, fuck you. You made the claim. You prove it. It's not my job to prove your claim for you. You made the claim. You back it up. If I press you on the claim you've made, you need to be able to fucking back it up. Telling me to Google it is just telling me you have zero fucking evidence to back up the shit you're saying, and you're just talking bullshit. Okay? And this goes with anything, not just this particular instance. This goes with anything. If you're going to make a claim about something, be able to back up the claim you made. Don't tell other people to fucking Google it. That's bullshit. But that's what we're having here. A bunch of people making these baseless claims because they don't have any evidence, and then when I press them, telling me that I need to look it up or I need to go Google. Fuck you. I don't have to do any of that. You made the claim, you prove it. They can't. So is PlayStation 5 having massive hardware issues? I don't know, and neither do fucking they. All I can tell you is from my personal experience, I haven't had any issues with the PlayStation 5. Okay, I had a small issue a couple of times. Now look, I've played and beat Astro's Playroom. I've played and beat Spider-Man Miles Morales and even started playing again on New Game Plus. I played and beat Bugsnax. I'm now playing Sackboy and I'm playing Demon Souls. Out of the multiple tens of hours that I've put into my PlayStation 5, I've only had a small, tiny handful of issues, and they all happened while playing Spider-Man Miles Morales. One was, for whatever reason, in this part of the game where Rita Morales is in the kitchen cooking food and on a cell phone, the phone was floating next to her head instead of attached to her head. Don't know why that happened, but again, not a big fucking deal. And then 4 times the game froze on me. 4. And each one of those times, I just closed out the application, reopened it, and I was literally back in the game in 8 seconds at the exact same spot I was when the game froze. So yes, kind of a nuisance that I had to close the application and reopen it, but because of how fast the game loads, I hardly felt it, and it only happened those 4 times. Out of all of the time that I was playing Miles Morales, both the first playthrough and on New Game Plus. And when I played it the first time, I didn't just do the campaign, I did every possible fucking thing you could do in the game. So I probably put 20 plus hours into the game, plus however many hours I put in New Game Plus, and it only froze those 4 times. And it never did it again. And I never had any issues in any of the other games I've played. Now let's be real, those couple of issues I had playing Miles Morales, I've had those same issues playing games on my PS4, on my Xbox One, on the PS3, on the Xbox 360. These are just issues that happen. They're not necessarily evidence that there are issues with the PlayStation 5 itself. But that's what these fucking clowns want to do. These clowns want to use anything that happens as evidence that there's fucking widespread issues with the PS5. And I'm sorry, that's bullshit. Are we seeing evidence of issues with the PlayStation 5? Of course. But it's because this is the start of a new generation. It's a new console. And that's what happens. Same thing happened with the Series X. The question here is the issues that we're seeing widespread? And again, there is no evidence of that. And before people try to say, oh, I'm only defending the PlayStation because I prefer PlayStation, which I do, or because I'm a Sony pony PlayStation fanboy, yo, I kept the same energy when it came to the Xbox Series X. When people were trying to clown on the Series X because of the issues that it had when it first launched, I told them the same thing. Yo, this is the start of a brand new console generation, and some are going to have issues. But just because that person had issues with theirs doesn't mean that there are issues with the Series X in general. That's just that person. Until there's evidence that there's actual widespread issues with the Series X, there aren't widespread issues with the Series X. So I'm keeping that same fucking energy. I've made a whole video debunking that smoking fucking Series X bullshit and defending that console. Again, saying that, look, you're gonna have issues, but any issues that you see do not mean that the Series X is having issues overall. So I'm keeping that same fucking energy. It's not like I didn't stand up for the Series X and now I'm standing up for the PlayStation 5. No, I stood up for the Series X and now I'm standing up for the PlayStation 5. The only difference is people are going fucking crazy with the PlayStation 5 bullshit. There are literally people trying to take every single video clip they can find of a glitch happening in a game and trying to use that as evidence that the PlayStation 5 has software issues. People posting multiple clips. They're like going out of their way to look for this shit to try to say the PlayStation 5 has issues. So look, if you're someone out there and you're considering purchasing a PlayStation 5 and you're seeing this shit and these people saying these things and it's getting you worried, don't be fucking worried. Okay? And look, if you buy a PlayStation 5 and there are issues with it, you have a 1 year's manufacturer warranty. You send this shit back and you get a new one. Not a big deal. And real quick, kind of off topic, kind of not, but kind of off topic. When it comes to new technology launching, I always see people saying shit like this. You know what? I'm going to wait like 6 or 7 months, till everything gets worked out because I don't want anything to happen to mine. And it's like, why would you do that? Like, you're going to wait 6 or 7 months. You're going to go 6 or 7 months without being able to experience the next generation of consoles. While I'm doing it day one. And if something happens to mine within that 6 to 7 month period, I send it in and I get a new one. But in the meantime, I still got to enjoy the console. You have to fucking wait. And guess what? You could buy a console 7 months later and still have something happen to yours. You could get a console 2 years later and have something happen to it. So people that fucking sit there and just wait and say, oh, I'm going to let everybody else be the guinea pigs, you guys are idiots. You're just denying yourselves from being able to experience the next generation now. Because if anything happens to mine, I just send it in and get a new one while you're still on the fucking sidelines watching. I don't understand people that have this mentality. It's not like if your fucking PlayStation 5 or Series X explodes while you fucking bought it at launch that you're fucking shit out of luck and you wasted your money. No, you fucking send it in and get a new one. Fucking idiots. Anyway. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest real quick. So anyway, back to the topic of the video, right? If you're someone who's thinking about purchasing a PlayStation 5 and you're seeing these assholes saying this bullshit on Twitter, don't let it scare you. If you want a PlayStation 5, get a PlayStation 5. Because they don't have any fucking evidence that there are widespread issues with the PlayStation 5 that we should all worry about. And if you don't believe me, you ask them yourself. Say, yo, Mr. PlayStation 5 is having massive issues. What's the hardware failure rate of the PlayStation 5? They won't be able to tell you because they don't fucking know. Ask them to fucking send you a link to anything that shows data that the PlayStation 5 is having widespread issues. They can't because right now there isn't any. It doesn't exist. Okay? So if you want a PlayStation 5, fucking buy one if you can get your hands on one. I know it's difficult, but if you can get your hands on one and you want one, fucking get one. Don't worry about what these assholes say. And if something happens, fucking God forbid, You send it in and you get a new one. Same thing with you guys that want a Series X. If you want a fucking Series X, get it. If you can get one. And if something happens, God forbid, you send it in and you get a new one. But for people to say that there are widespread issues with the PlayStation 5 or act like there are, they do not fucking know this. They cannot fucking prove this, and they're a bunch of fucking assholes. Sorry, but they are. And I know that fucking Xbox fanboys are fucking pissed off right now. They're pissed off because of all these Digital Foundry comparisons where the Xbox Series X is underperforming, and PlayStation fanboys are fucking on their ass, rubbing it in their face every goddamn day. So their form of retaliation is, oh, we're going to throw the issues that we have with PlayStation 5 in your face and then say the PlayStation 5 is having widespread issues. I get it. I understand. But again, they cannot prove it, and until we know that that's the case, that is not the case. And I challenge any of you who think that there are widespread issues, or any of you who are saying that there are widespread issues, I challenge you to prove it to me. Go ahead, prove it to me. Show me any type of information, any type of data, any type of evidence to back up the claim that there are widespread issues with the PS5. Please, I beg you. And please don't show me these bullshit search charts, because this is something that a couple of people have tried to use as their, quote-unquote evidence, is these graphs that show how many people searched the words PlayStation 5 glitch versus how many searched Series X glitch, and then how many searched PlayStation 5 return versus Series X return. And in both graphs, the PlayStation line was higher, indicating there were more searches for PlayStation 5 glitch and PlayStation 5 return than there were for Series X glitch and Series X return. And they're trying to use this as evidence that there are more issues with the PlayStation 5. Now, you may have seen this already, or someone may show it to you in the future as their evidence. And listen, it's not fucking evidence. And to those of you who out there who think it's evidence, let me explain to you why it's not evidence. Because see, you need to use your fucking heads. You just see the line is higher on the PlayStation side and you're like, yes, ha, got him, right? But look, we don't know how many PlayStation 5s are out there versus how many Xboxes are out there. One. So hypothetically, if there are more PlayStation 5s out there than Xboxes, and they have the same exact percentage of issues when it comes to either software issues or hardware issues, and those individuals do a search, well, of course the PlayStation 5 is going to have more searches because there are more PlayStation 5s out there. Does that make fucking sense? Okay. Next. These graphs are the number of searches for these things. They don't necessarily mean that there was a glitch or a return. Just a search for PlayStation 5 glitch or PlayStation 5 return, right? Well, there are a ton of Xbox fanboys who are making it their mission in life right now to find evidence of PlayStation 5 glitches or PlayStation 5 returns. And guess what? Each one of them that have searched this, including the people who have searched it to try to prove to me, have now contributed to the number of people who searched for PlayStation 5 glitch or PlayStation 5 return. Meanwhile, they themselves didn't have PS5s that had glitches or needed to be returned. So do you understand why this graph doesn't fucking mean anything? This graph is not evidence of anything other than how many people searched the shit. But just searching for it doesn't mean that it happened. And some asshole that was trying to use these graphs was trying to say, oh, I'm making up excuses. No, I'm not making up excuses. I'm giving you reasons why the graphs don't mean anything. Without actually knowing the numbers, that graph doesn't mean anything because the graph is just the number of searches. And a search for PS5 glitches does not mean that that person themselves experienced PS5 glitches. A search for PS5 return does not mean that that person themselves was looking to return their PS5. It just means that they searched it. So not only are there multiple reasons why the searches for PS5 would be higher or could be higher, the searches also don't fucking mean anything. And people that are trying to say, oh no, that means that there's more issues with the PlayStation 5. No, it doesn't. It just means there are more searches for the PlayStation 5. And again, there are multiple reasons for why that may be, but those charts are not evidence for widespread issues with the PlayStation 5. I swear to God, you guys are fucking dumb. You're fucking dumb. You either can't understand this, or you just don't want to understand it because it makes you happier to try to use the information to say that PlayStation 5 is having widespread issues, when, as of right now, there is zero evidence to indicate that that is the case. So long story short, look, right now, as of right now, there is nothing to indicate or show that the PlayStation 5 is having widespread issues or is having issues to a point where you should worry about it. Also, to you motherfuckers out there that want to try to make claims that there is, have evidence to back up your claims. Don't tell other people to Google it. Have the evidence to back up your fucking claim. And because this video has gone on much longer than it needed to, this is all I got for you guys on this one. And that's the video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And as always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next Supernova.